Hey everybody, I'm Mark. You guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm gonna be sharing with y'all what the doctors told me about my spinal cord injury. So when I was at Shepard, I was at Shepard Hospital. They said to me, they looked at me. I remember they put me in this room. Put me in this room. I just remember it being dark. And then I remember they gave me something to eat. It was teriyaki chicken. This teriyaki chicken was probably the nastiest thing I've ever eaten in my life. Mind you, my mouth and my taste buds were still shot at this time. So, but the teriyaki chicken that they gave me, I literally spit it back out. That was the first thing I ate at the hospital. But I remember when we were there, I met this guy. His name was Matt. Matt Brown. Matt Brown was one of the first people that I met at the hospital. He was quadriplegic. He was able to get his trach closed, right? So he was actually able to talk a little bit. So they covered his trach and he just had a red plug, So he was able to talk. His injury must have been a little bit lower than mine. He was probably maybe a C3, C4, maybe a C2, C3, something like that, whereas mine is a C1, C2 fracture. But he was able to talk. He was able to talk a little bit, and he was able to, show me around the place, show me around the area. It was a nice area. This didn't even look like a hospital, but it looked more like a hotel that you could just chill and hang out. And that's when I saw, other people that were just like me, and that's where the reality kicked in. But I was happy to see other people who were in my situation that I was able to talk to about what we were going through and things like that. But when Matt Brown showed me around the area, it was maybe still a month, maybe like a couple of weeks with my injury, of course. So when um when I was there, 16-year-old me, I was able to do things and be able to accomplish some things as far as eating and as far as being able to work out. I was able to work out and I was able to do a lot for myself, but at the same time, I was also very, very sick. So, even though they the workouts were great, it was tough. It was tough for those workouts that I was doing. I was not fully 100% when I was doing those workouts. So it was definitely rough and tough for me to go through that. Um, I definitely remember after the workouts, I was able to, um, come back into my room, nice smile on my face. I felt relieved. I felt energetic and things like that because they definitely knew how to push you and they definitely knew what your strengths and weaknesses are because that's what they test you at the beginning of every workout. And I was able to do quite a bit, but at the same time, I'm very, very skinny at this time. I'm very skinny. I'm very small, and I'm definitely not at my 100% peak. So I blacked out a lot when I was there. When I was there, I blacked out a lot, and I wasn't able to talk very, very well or anything like that. That's where the speech therapy came into play. And throughout time, throughout time, it was getting a little bit better. I was able to communicate. I was able to talk to people. I was able to, see the nurses. I don't remember all, or maybe even any of the nurses except one. And I call her my Aunt Shannon. My Aunt Shannon, she was there through everything that I went through. And she was just a angel, heaven sent, you know. She helped me get through some tough times. She helped me get through some good, some bad, definitely some ugly times and things like that. But I was definitely very, very fortunate to have a wonderful person like her taking care of me. And it was so amazing when we were able to share, stories, and I was able to basically, she was able to help me get back to health because I was not eating anything. And when I say that they tried to give me things, they gave me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Didn't eat it. Couldn't eat it. It's very disgusting, you know? And I'm telling you, like, these foods were probably very, very good. But the only thing is because my taste buds were completely shot, everything tastes like the same. Literally tastes like I was eating cardboard. So, because I was not able to taste or smell or anything like that, everything was bland. And I'll take my family's word for it. But they said that everything down at Shepard was good. They said that chefs were making, like gourmet uh, type dishes down there, saying that it was good. I'm sure if I was able to go back down there now, I probably would be able to, taste how good the food is because my taste buds have been normal for a long, long time now. So that was one of the good things about being able to cherish those fond memories. You just never know what to expect. And when you just have some amazing people in your life, you just go through the motions and you just thank those people and you thank God for putting those people in your life, because they definitely can leave a print mark on your life. You definitely won't be able to forget them no matter how many years you haven't seen them or things like that. You're able to, go through motions, go through so many things that you just aren't prepared for. And I definitely feel like one of the best things for me was to be able to come into my own as far as dealing with my spinal cord injury. And I definitely feel like the good things that came out of that was the ones that I remember the most. I met some very great people along my journey when I was going through what I was going through, especially down at Shepard. I met some amazing people, some amazing RTs, amazing nurses. There's some that stand out because I was basically with them all the time, and those were the ones that I remember the most. So I definitely know some, but I definitely forgot quite a bit. But I definitely know that they were doing the best that they can for me because I was able to remember, even though it's vague, I can still remember the good things that were able to happen during those times. So, but yeah, but when the doctor basically talked to my mom and talked to my dad, when he looked at me for the very first time, examined me and everything like that, he told my mom, he said that it's going to be a long road, very, very long road. But after his examination and things like that, he said, yeah, it's going to be a long road for me, but eventually he sees, you know, me one day walking again. That was very, very hopeful, and that gave me very, very good encouragement, because sometimes doctors will tell you that you'll never walk again, or be prepared to never see your loved one walk again, and things like that. Even though the doc the doctors don't know all, they don't know diagnosis and things like that as far as what someone's potential is, because there's a lot of patients who had false hope. They have given up because of what the doctors have said, but others wouldn't let that stand. Other doctors would, you know, give encouragement and things like that. But then there's some doctors that would literally give that diagnosis, and then you have patients out there who's not going for that. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not listening to what the doctor says. Doctors, as far as them being able to give you that diagnosis and things like that, they don't know all, because there's some patients right now out there who doctors have said they'll never walk again, and they're able to take steps. They're able to take those steps, and they're able to walk. So it's not all. Never really focus on what anybody has to say, but focus on what you have to do as far as getting back to your regular normal self, because there's definitely good things coming, and I'm definitely hopeful, and I've been that way. And ever since the doctor had told me that I was gonna be able to walk again, that was my hope, and I never looked back. Every single day I was thinking about, finding ways to think and then you do. I always thought about myself walking no matter what. Daydreaming about walking, being back to my normal self, not letting anything come in my way. I wasn't gonna let nothing stop me from being who I am, as far as the person that I want to be, and what my future goal is. Because my future goal is walking again, and I definitely know that we're taking, you know, some steps in the right direction as far as being able to achieve those goals, as far as people being able to help people who lost hope, or who don't have something to gain, as far as, or they have nothing to lose and things like that, and they just feel like this is the end. But no, nothing's impossible at all. You just keep believing, in yourself. Have the best faith that you can. You can't see it right now, but there's going to be some good things, and you're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days, but don't let that stop you from being who you are. Just keep on looking at the roads ahead, because even though you have those good and bad days, what you can understand is that there's an end goal that you want to prepare yourself for. No matter what you're going through in life, keep on believing, keep on having faith, and know that everything is going to be happening for you, that God is going to put things in place, and He's going to have things ready for you as far as what you're able to accomplish and what you're able to do. And He He doesn't make any mistakes. So what you're going through right now, He's going right there with you. You know, if you feel pain, if you feel sadness and things like that, He feels your pain. He feels your sadness. You know, He feels all your emotions, everything that you go through in life, as far as who you are. He doesn't want you to suffer. And He definitely is a wonderful God who will listen, but you have to believe. You have to believe, you have to have faith, you have to, not just want to talk to Him because you're going through something, but always talk to Him, even if you're having a great day, just say, oh, thank you, God, for giving me another great, wonderful day that you have made, for I will rejoice and be glad in it, you know. So you just got to understand the best things about um, what He is, what He's done, who He is, and He's going to put people in the right place for you. So that you'll be able to see those things, because He works in mysterious ways, and He will bring other people into your life to help, you know, the end goal. And the end goal is, being able to accomplish what you weren't able to accomplish, and that's basically what you want. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep making like small goals for yourself, no matter what you're going through in life. Just keep on pushing, keep on keeping on, and let everyone know that you're here and you're gonna get through this for sure. But yeah, so when I was definitely in the hospital, I had this thing where I was, like I told y'all, I was eating nothing but Jolly Ranchers to get my taste buds, jumping and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think I thank my grandma. I thank my grandma for coming through. My grandma and grandpa, they brought some very delicious food from home and things like that. And I was able to eat their food, love their cooking. Yeah, grandma made some spicy chili that made, you know, that was able to get my taste buds, a jump start, So it was very, very good. Only thing was when I ate that chili, people knew that I ate that chili, because techs and nurses, they'll come in and they'll be like, oh, yeah, oh, your grandma came with that chili? And then I'm like, yeah, she did. And then, oh, brace yourself, because, you don't know what's going to be going on back there. But the techs were like, oh, your grandma came with that chili, huh? And I'm like, yeah, she did. And I ate every bit of it. And I was like, yeah, because that was the only thing that was able to give me that jump start as far as my taste buds and things like that. I needed something like nice and spicy. They gave me some good pizza, things like that. And it gave me some very good home cooked food, home cooking, which was a lot better because I needed to eat something in order to keep my weight up. So I wasn't able to, do as much as far as, being able to um, keep myself in a position where I couldn't eat, couldn't be able to focus on the way that my weight was going, because my weight was like fluctuating. It was going back and forth, and it was one of those things where they had to keep on pumping me with food. So I was able to get back to the weight, that I was. I was 10 pounds lighter than what I was, because before the accident, I was 145. And then, yeah, so I was 145, and then I went down to I went down to 98 pounds. So from 145 to 98 pounds, that's a huge drop. And that was one of the reasons why I wasn't doing so well, and that I was getting real sick and things like that. And because I wasn't able to eat for about 2 weeks, and I didn't have anything but just swabs and other things like that. That was one of the reasons. Because me being the way that I was, it was definitely a thing where I couldn't be able to focus on goals and things like that. So, but I definitely know that I have a purpose in life, and I'm not gonna let anything bring me down. And I was like, I'm gonna get back to my normal weight. I was 10 pounds lighter than what I was, but I was able to hit 135. So when I was able to hit 135, I was able to leave, and I was able to, get the G tube out and things like that. So that was a true blessing, you know. So I'm definitely happy about that. And that was definitely one of those things, getting the G tube out, because I didn't want them crushing and, pumping my stomach and stuff like that. So I was definitely happy with what the doctor had told me, as far as, giving me hope and letting me be able to, you know, process the fact that I know that this isn't it. I know that this is going to be a long road, but I know that I'm going to be able to conquer this, and um, it's going to be a bright day, and it's going to be a bright couple of days. But also, you got to realize that some of those days can also be dark and gloomy, and you just got to find a way to find the light and be able to make those days as bright as possible, because you're special. And no matter what you're going through in life, just know you're never alone. Never. So yeah. So when you think about it, just remember that everything happens for a reason, and I know that God has given me a purpose. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do what I have to do, as far as being the best that I can, and doing the work that I'm able to do, as far as, helping others who are not feeling so great, and who are going through the same thing that I'm going through. We're not gonna let anything tear us down, but I'm gonna keep on building, keep on thriving, and I'm definitely gonna keep working on the end goal, because that's the most important thing for me. So I definitely love the fact that everything that happens in my life, I know that good things are coming, and good things will be happening for me. So definitely appreciate that. Wow. But without further ado, I'm gonna basically end that right. I'm gonna end that right here. So thank you guys for listening, and I definitely have a lot more, because I definitely went through so much that, I'm writing a book right now. It's called Trapped in Another World. So I'm basically, it's different from the world that I was once used to, and I'm entering a new world that I've never seen or had before. So it's different, and it's definitely gonna help me help me get through the tough times. And for those who want to read the book, it's coming. It's on its way. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's gonna be a good run for us. And I feel like this book is gonna help people as far as changing their lives for better. It's looking at different perspectives of things, and it's gonna help them, you know, help them with, disabilities and other things that they're going through, and be able to stay strong throughout it all. Not, that this is not going to bring them down. You know, that this is going to actually lift them up. Because someone like me, being able to not have use of my arms, my hands, my legs, or anything like that, literally just able to move my head side to side, things like that, up, down, just being paralyzed from the neck down. Like maybe shrug my shoulders a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Kind of using my neck to shrug my shoulders a little bit, but it's a lot. It's a lot what I was able to accomplish from, 15 years ago. So, you know, so just keep on trying to do the small things that are like a living in the moment. Just think of, things like that, being able to dance a little bit and stuff like that, shaking my head, moving myself from side to side. Yeah, bouncing like that. There's no music on right now, but thinking about some stuff in my head that I'm jamming to. So when I was at the clubs and things like that for disabilities, this was the movement that I was doing. Shaking my head from side to side, being able to move a little bit, get down a little bit, and everybody be like, "Go, Marky, go, 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 Mark, go, Marky, go, Marky, go, Marky." So yeah, I was jamming on the dance floor, and it was one of the good moments, being able to cherish those wonderful memories. So definitely happy about that. But yeah, just find things that you enjoy and just keep those in your thoughts, and keep doing those. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything bring you down. Because if you want to keep on fighting the good fight, just know this isn't the end result. So just keep on pushing, keep on looking ahead, because good things are coming, and there's a lot of things happening that's gonna give a lot of people with spinal cord injuries hope. So just keep on fighting, keep on living the best way you can, stay healthy, so that one day when you're able to get back on your feet and start walking again, you can do it to the best of your ability, be able to be able to get on the dance floor and dance for real, be able to have a little bit of independence for yourself if you're not able to fully get back to your self, but at least what you want is from being dependent to independent. So even if that's a possibility, then that's steps in the right direction, so that you'll be able to do for yourself, and you won't need to be dependent on other people. So, but yeah. So that being said, I'm gonna end that right here, y'all. But hopefully you guys take what I said into consideration, and just find ways to make yourself happy, joyful, and do the best that you can do as far as being the person who you are, and just find a way to enjoy life, no matter what you're going through in life. Find a way to enjoy, find a way to love yourself, and do what you gotta do. So, but